historic day today, and we have so much to talk about. So let's get right into some girl chat. Today is Inauguration Day, my people, which means that at 12 noon, Joseph R. Biden will be sworn in as the 46th President of the United States, and Kamala D. Harris, shortly before noon, will be sworn in as Vice President of the United States. Today's inauguration will look very different from years past, obviously due to COVID, the pandemic, and just security concerns stemming from the recent events at the Capitol. Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and security officials have urged Americans to please stay home and watch the ceremony virtually, saying that it is the right request and public safety and public health. Biden is, however, expected to deliver his inaugural address and offer a message of healing to a country divided by the pandemic and politics. So, ladies, today is obviously such an important day in our country's history. What are you feeling?
I am
ready for
so
change.
excited.
Excited.
Yes,
Me too, Garcelle.
So excited to see the changing of the guards. We've had so much chaos and division and uncertainty in the last 4 years that I am so happy that Biden and Harris are coming in and hopefully bring the country together. And also, I feel like, all the chaos, I'm hoping it's behind us. And I actually agree with the request that we should stay home and watch it virtually, the safety of our home and the comfort of our home. But it's exciting. I mean, I think all the little girls and the little girl in me is so excited to see Kamala become the first female vice president. I think this is a great time for us in history.
There were over 200,000 flags planted in the National Mall to represent Americans that would have been at the inauguration. I think it's sad that Melania Trump did not do the traditional tea with First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. I think that in the end, I think Trump will regret that he was not there because he really could have gotten the pomp and circumstance that he wanted. That was his last time. I think that we have a lot to work on in this country. I think we said it last week, and I'll keep on saying it. We have a lot to work on when it comes to bridging us together, understanding that there were 70 million Americans that voted for Trump. So we need to come together and talk. But the interesting thing is, since they took Trump offline on social media, the talk of the chattering of racist rhetoric is down 73%. So that tells you that there is influence, and there was influence per social media. So I think we have ways to go. There's a lot of things that Biden has to undo. But there's one thing about hope. The thing that Trump was not successful was a lot of things, but one thing was he wanted to dismantle Obamacare. It didn't happen. He wanted to dismantle a lot of things.
Build a wall.
And it's funny because even with the wall isn't really holding anybody back. But there are so many things that Biden and Harris have to work on. It's just going to be some time. And we just gotta. The struggle continues. That's all it is.
It is gonna be some time, but I think hope is powerful. I think hope is what we need. I think the more hopeful we are, the more positivity will come into this world, and we need that more than anything.
Yes,
Oh,
and I
agree with
encourage
you, Lonnie.
anybody who may have haphazard feelings or any, doubts about this change, I encourage you to at least just join and watch the inauguration. Go down, watch the ceremony, listen to the speeches, because if anything, we are in this country together. And the theme of the inauguration is America United, and we are stronger together, period. So if you watch it, at least to understand where we're surging forward, and you'll realize that we all really want the same thing in this country, and that's to live in harmony and to live in peace, no matter how we get there.
Well, women and young girls everywhere today will be watching Kamala Harris shatter the glass ceiling as the first ever woman to ever hold the office of vice president. Kamala will also be the first Black person and first person of South Asian descent to hold the position. However, a recent Washington Post article pointed out that being the first will also come with its fair share of attention and attacks.
Yeah.
They've referenced that during the election season, we saw opponents attack Harris's her heritage, her citizenship, and even the way she pronounces her name. It's Kamala, y'all. Kamala. Kamala, as a person of color, may be subject to criticism and coverage during her administration that her predecessors didn't receive. So, ladies, what are your thoughts on Harris making her story? Adrienne.
I'm super excited about this. I think that this is an incredible year, and it's going to be an incredible moment, like Jeannie said, to tune in and watch. I know I'm going to be hysterical when I see the first woman of color Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor actually swear in the first black vice president. I mean, this is just going to be an incredible moment for firsts. So, and yes, while there's beautiful moments about it, like Lonnie said, there's tremendous pressure as well. But I think it is so important for us as the people watching, and we have such high expectations, to also be realistic with our expectations and, educate ourselves. Even myself, I had to educate myself on what's realistic for them to be able to do, and that these things are going to take time. So while I think it is wildly important that we continue to put the pressure on this new administration to do what we've asked for the Black agenda, for immigration, and so many other things, specifically, obviously, COVID and putting the mandate for mask wearing and so many things like that, we do have to understand that there is a process to these changes happening, and they are going to take time. So I think it's important to educate ourselves and be realistic about our expectations.
Yeah, if you really think about it, women have been, they've been shut out of Congress for decades. This is what we know of history. And for the first time this year in 2021, we have 49 women who have been elected into Congress, 3 of them being Korean American. We've seen the transformation of Congress taking place right now. In fact, I have this graph that I saw, and it actually really painted for me in the last 10 years that I've been alive, how much change has taken place. So on the beginning of the graph there is 2010. Look at here where we are today, guys. All of those colored bars, those are all of the offices that 49 women hold today. So you know the change is possible.
Huge
this, like
difference.
you said, Garcelle, speaks to me, to every little girl in us. We never grew up seeing this before, and it is happening today. And so much more is about to come as we open those doors, break those barriers. This is an amazing moment for all of us.
It really is. And I think whenever there's a first, that means you are changing the norm. That means you're shaking things up. And I think whenever we have that, people, come from fear or they're not sure. So I think Kamala being, attacked, she's going to be in a fishbowl. And I just hope that in the years to come, she will prove to the naysayers that she's qualified and ready to do this job and will shine like nobody's business. And I'm here to watch it. I'm here for it, and I cannot wait. Yeah.
I think she's going to handle this really well.
Yeah,
I
very
think she's going to handle it really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's so strong that even when you see her in interviews, I think that she is just going to take this on, and any naysayers, she's going to brush it off with a grain of salt. And I think she is the perfect person for this job, and I'm so glad that she's the first.
I just hope that the Democrats get themselves together. This is a time to get it together. There's already some rumblings. The Finance Committee did something where they were trying to be downgraded, and Katie Porter went against Maxine Waters. So it's some stuff that's happening. The Democrats need to get themselves together if they're going to move this country forward, because we need it. We've suffered 4 years. We got to get it together. We got to get people back to work. We got to get these kids back in school.
Yes.
So people need to work. People got to, our Congress
we are the
people
United
don't
States
mess
of America.
around.
Let's act like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right now.
Let me ask you ladies this. Is it better to do the walk of shame if you've got some snacks with you? Facebook user Poche Matthews said she recently stayed over at a dude's house, and that on her way out, he told her to grab a, quote, send-off bag. The bag said, "Thanks for your time," and included, are you ready? Some iced tea, a bag of Doritos, a piece of white bread, and cash for the cab fare. Well, Poche's post went viral and caused a huge debate with some women saying they'd appreciate the gesture, but while others thought it was extremely presumptuous. So ladies, what are your thoughts on the goodie bag, the send-off bag?
I'm so curious, which part is presumptuous?
Well, do you like the bag? Are you in support of it?
I mean, I'm not offended by it. I think if a woman is offended by the Doritos after the fact, I think she might want to get perspective a little bit. Like, you just had sex with this person, but you're offended by him offering you Doritos on your way out. I think it's important for people to know what the expectation of the situation is. If this is,
Well, I
like
think most
this is
women
being referred to in this case, it was a one-night
Right.
stand of some sort, right?
I think the thing is, most women wouldn't expect there to be a bag ready to hook you up on your way out. And then it makes you think, how many bags you got ready, all prepped in there.
That's what I want to know.
Shouldn't you have
hand
thought
out like
about
it's
that
a trick
before?
or
That's
treat?
what I want to know. Is there
Are
a
you not thinking
closet
about
full
these
of
things
gift
prior
bags?
to? So
What do you
so
mean?
nobody thought about this before you had sex with the person. You thinking about this after the fact. That's why I'm saying
What?
you have to put things into perspective.
What do you mean?
Like, what I mean is, before you had sex with the person, maybe you should have had that thought prior to. Like, I would be like, wow, I wonder, does he do this often? He's having a one-night stand with you. He probably does. Why would you be
Wait,
offended?
no. A
Like, if that's a
one-night
decision
stand
you made-
has nothing to do
Yeah.
with the goodie bag at the end. I think most women can absolutely say that it is unusual to have a gift bag at the end to send you
Yes.
off. Some people can
Okay,
find that
I
condescending
think
or
it's
find
I think it's cute.
In this case, this
Let me
was a
tell you.
one-night
I think it's
stand.
amazing.
I'm not
but it's
offended
for
by
a
it.
different
It's
reason.
probably
I'm not offended
It's
by
probably a one night
I'm
stand.
not
I
offended.
think it's cute. First of all, that wasn't what was in it was an actual sandwich. It was a blunt.
That's so nice.
It was $40 and it was some Doritos. So my
I have
thing
a problem
is,
with the money.
ask me. I don't have a problem with the money. Actually, I have a problem because it
with the
wasn't enough money. Okay, so give me some more. I want 100. I want 100.
Right.
Don't give me $40.
And
I
what
want
if,
100.
No, but then
what if
it
you
feels
wanted
like it's for
Cheetos
your
in front of
services,
instead of
though.
Doritos?
That
Jeannie,
was
what
being
I'm
nice. I
saying
think that
is,
was for cab
why
fare.
would you be offended?
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand
No,
why
I'm not
someone would be
offended.
offended.
No,
because specifically
I'm not
in this
offended, but-
case, this was a one-night stand. She specified. She ended up explaining more. But the point is, if you are even offended by the thought of how many other people does he do this with, that maybe should have been a thought prior to. Like, if I'm down to do this, and he like. I think sometimes as women, we can think to ourselves, I must be the only one he's... I'm meeting him at a bar, he's taking me home. I'm the
That's not-
only one.
no.
I get what I'm
I
saying?
think just
Like,
for me, look, I love the bag. I think it's so dope. I personally would want to go through the goodie section and see what other kind of flavored chips there are, what other kinds of forms of
Yeah.
payment there
And
are.
put
I would
some
check it out. I
wipes
think it's
in
very
there.
thoughtful.
Put some wipes and some mouthwash.
Yes, some
Yes.
sanitizer. Some sanitizer.
Maybe an Uber gift
Yeah.
card. Yes.
I want a Swedish fish in there. I want some gum. I don't want the money, though. The money feels like it's for my services, and I don't want the money. I don't
I'll
want the
take her money.
I'll take the money.
I'll take her
trade you
money.
my candy for your money, Garcelle.